Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever time of day it might be in your time zone. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Infinite Magicraid's division system, how that came about, and exactly why I think it's so good for the game. As it stands, the game has 6 divisions: Rookie, Trial, Elite, Master, Legendary, and finally Ultimate Division. These divisions open up after X amount of time playing the game and allow you to compete with a wider pool of players depending on the age of their account. Initially this wasn't the case, however. Before the division system, we only had the Ultimate Division. Everyone was in the same pool. For PvP and leaderboard events, you would compete in zones, which were just groups of servers. So server 1 might fight people in server 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That was to keep it fair for PvP, Dwarven Ruins, Classic Arena events, etc, etc. However, for Championship, GVG, and other content such as that, you would compete with everyone in the game. This means someone that had just started on server 50 could join the same guilds, fight on the same GVG ladder as someone in server 1. Now this came with its own issues. A new player starting the game might feel incredibly far behind all of these really advanced players, all these really strong guys in the older zones, and might feel like they can't catch up with them. Seeing all these super advanced guilds with 2 million plus account power players and you've just got 200k power and your guild is ranked 800 might not feel the best for a new player. And so over time, DH decided to implement new divisions where people could play GVG, where people could compete in Championship amongst those of a similar account strength, similar to the zone system for Classic Arena and PvP. And I'm not gonna lie, when this was first announced as the leader of a huge guild community, I thought this was a terrible idea. Our ethos for Bushido has always been about cultivating, mentoring new players, teaching people how to play the game from the ground up. And this meant that a new player would not be able to join our Ultimate Division guilds. You would only be able to join a guild in the division that you were in. So that meant it was going to get a lot harder to add people to our guilds, teach them the game, and allow them to play with us and learn through that. We initially started creating new accounts on every new server just to create a guild on that server to recruit people, which we found very difficult. We still do this to an extent, but generally creating guilds every week just doesn't work. And because of that, I was really opposed to this. I was in touch with some of the game mods saying it's a bad idea, and I really didn't think it would be good for the game at the time. However, I'm glad to say that I was proven wrong. The new player experience is now much better as a result. We're seeing a lot more new guilds start up and compete between themselves at the lower ranks. Instead of competing for 500th place, they're competing for first place amongst themselves in Rookie or Trial Division. It's cultivating new communities and competitiveness in the lower divisions, which is only going to be good for the game over time. I think for a new player, when you start a game, it can be quite intimidating almost, especially when you've got all of these players able to interact with you through GVG and those sort of features immediately. By creating a smaller arena in the form of these divisions, it's much easier to learn the game and to adapt and generally to get into the flow of things. I have actually tried a new account myself and had a lot of fun with it. Despite not investing a lot of money into the account, I was able to compete in the new Championship, get lots of good rewards, and it was fun starting a new guild and doing low-level GVG, which wasn't a thing prior to this. You get lots of really cool interactions in GVG now with lots of interesting teams, and I think it's great. I'm lucky in that we've managed to develop some of the strongest guilds in the lower divisions now. We have Magicraid, one of our newest guilds, which is doing incredibly well in its division. I believe they had 8 separate members make the top 8 of Championship at one point, which is just ridiculous. And then we have Kunai, which is soon to enter Legendary Division, which is the new up-and-coming guild. In 6 months, we're going to see members of Kunai join Ultimate Division, and that's going to be a fantastic experience. And of course, I have to mention Naginata, who are also doing fantastic in the Master Division. Another massive positive about the division system is it's fostered a way for new players to catch up to the older players. With War of Thrones rewards, the new breakthrough system, Championship, You're getting a lot of rewards for ranking high, which you simply wouldn't be able to do if you were in Ultimate Division and competing with Klee, Bailey, Lord Eric, and all these massive accounts. There's no way you're going to hit number 1. It doesn't matter how much money you spend, you're not going to be able to do it. Now these new players have a year where they're not fighting people in Ultimate Division to get stronger, to develop, get these rewards, and after a year's done, they might be ready to compete with those top dogs in the Ultimate Division. So with all that being said, I will acknowledge that there is at least one downside to the division system. Because new players can't join Ultimate Division guilds for a year as they progress through the various divisions, at the moment there are no new players coming into Ultimate Division, which means when someone quits the game from Ultimate Division, there isn't as many people to take their place, and it's making it harder for guilds to stay populated. However, this won't be an issue forever. In around 6 months we're going to see the Legendary Division players merge into Ultimate Division, and after that there will be a constant stream of new players into the Ultimate Division, which will mean we'll once again see fresh blood enter Ultimate, and that issue should come to an end. So with all that being said, feel free to let me know what you think about the division system, if you agree with me that it's good for the game. I know it's not objective, I know not everyone believes this is positive for the game or fair in some cases, but I really do think it was an excellent decision by DH Games, even despite me thinking it wasn't a good idea to begin with. Thanks for listening again guys, hope you've enjoyed this, good night and dog bless.